please tell me I'm not the only one that's amazed by America's super short memory. I'm listening to the news, and all these guys are talking about, remember the riots back in the 80s and the 90s, and why don't you remember the riots back when Trump got inaugurated, or Ferguson, or Baltimore, or, like, there's been quite a few riots going on recently. Like, it's not a new thing. This whole thing that's happening right now is not new for those of you who haven't lived under a rock for the last 4 years, 5, 6 years. I mean, ever since Obama, 8 years, well, maybe more, right? I mean, riots have been going on for a long time. Obama started the race riots up. They've been going on. Black Lives Matter was rioting all over the country. Like, this isn't new. This isn't a new phenomenon that's going on. And I heard one guy sit there and go, how do you even predict this stuff? How could you even, like, know? Oh, the police chief or whatever of Portland was like, we didn't have a police response out there because we had no idea this was going to happen. Are you kidding me? Are you high? Are you Antifa? Because there's no way you could not predict that this was going to happen. No way at all. There was no possible way, no excuse whatsoever for the horrendous police presence that was in there. The horrendous response that happened last night. I mean, they broke into Pioneer Place Mall, one entrance. The police, they went in, they looted, they took a whole bunch of stuff from Louis Vuitton and some other places, and then the police finally came after they were literally done. They were done looting. The police finally came, cleared everybody out, tear gas, blah, 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 and then, everybody moved on. They were breaking stuff on other places, and then they circled back and broke into another entrance of Pioneer Mall and got a whole bunch of stuff out of there. Weird. And no cops anywhere. Not a single cop anywhere. You'd figure when the mall is broke into, maybe just leave a couple guys there. Or one, at least, maybe incognito, that could report, hey guys, just so you know, breaking in again. Like, it makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me how these people are allowing this to happen, and they're even excusing it for the most part. Like, last night in Wisconsin, in Minneapolis, the National Guard was supposed to be there, right? They were at the 5th precinct, and they were burning down a bank. There's tons of people there, no National Guard for a long time. Like, I don't get it. And they're doing the same, like, everybody put curfews out tonight, right? And there's still going to be people everywhere, rioting everywhere. Seattle is on fire right now. The sun's still up. There's riots going on all across the country right now. So much for your curfew. It doesn't matter. The cops are not arresting people. They arrested, 13 people from Portland. 13 people. That's all they arrested. Out of the, I'll say thousands of people that were there that broke the law. So many laws. I mean, I can't just say one law. Arson, burglary, broke into the Apple store even, right? I mean, that's some high dollar stuff. Louis Vuitton, high dollar stuff. The jewelry store that got busted into and smashed and just emptied out, high dollar stuff. And car fire, people setting the cars on fire. Like, this is not a mystery of what people should do in this situation. Stop allowing it to happen. Stop making excuses and deal with the problem. Deal with the issue, obviously. And until people stop trying to make excuses for this criminal behavior, nobody's making excuses for a cop that is bad. Nobody does. Nobody makes an excuse for a bad cop. Some people want to wait until all the facts come out, but nobody makes an excuse for bad behavior. I want to wait till all the facts come out, but I still call out the bad behavior of the excessive force. So, but nobody's, like, you have two sides here for these riots. You have people who are like, nope, it's totally justified. Power to the people, and screw capitalism, and screw racism. We're rioting to end racism because that makes sense. There's nothing that says end racism like clearing out a Louis Vuitton store. American cities, look, to be honest, the police aren't going to do it. The police are not going to stop this from happening. The National Guard is not going to stop this from happening because there's so many rules. There's so much political correctness that needs to happen. There's so much, got to be careful. I mean, during the Trump riots, I was part of a kettling where the cops literally corralled everybody into a 1-block radius and arrested everybody in there. It was magnificent. And I was part of it. I was arrested. My shoulder got dislocated because they cuffed me too close. But still, I still go, yeah, do that every day. But then, civil rights, not everybody there was a criminal. And not everybody got charged. Shoot, I think the biggest charge that came out of the whole thing was a ticket. A ticket. That was it. So they should do that. They should kettle all of them, all the time. And if you get some innocent bystanders in there, then you let them go, obviously. It just doesn't make sense. Americans need to start, protecting their own property. Plain and simple. The cops aren't going to do it. We already know the cops aren't going to do it. Protect your property. Be just like the Koreans in Koreatown during the LA riots. If you're standing in the front of your building with an AR-15, nobody's touching you. Nobody is touching you. I'm not advocating violence. I'm advocating defense. The people who might sit there and go, I'm advocating violence, are the people advocating actual violence, advocating rioting, advocating the looting, advocating assaulting anybody and everybody that they can find that might not agree with them. Like, there was a guy who was sitting there going, hey, wait, no, stop. And they beat him up. Like, he was one of them, and they beat him up. It's out of control, and something has to happen. Somebody needs to take charge. People can sit there and say Trump was way out of line when he said, once the looting starts, the shooting starts. And this one person goes, robbery and destruction of property are not capital offenses. But you know what is? Domestic terrorism. That's a capital offense. Death penalty applies.